Hello, everybody. Once again, I am Russell Tomlinson, and we want to welcome you to Relationship Revolution Television. And I have with me, as always, my lovely co-host, Stephanie Tomlinson. How you doing,
Everyone.
Steph?
I am doing amazing.
That's good to know. That's good to know because we have an amazing subject matter that we're going to be dealing with. And so I want to just get everybody introduced to that. We're talking about developing a circle of success.
That's
In
good.
other words, the people around you are the ones that will most likely determine whether you are a success or a failure. So
Mm,
there are some particular things that we want to point out how we as individuals can go about developing a circle of success. This is a part of
mhm.
our relationship revolution insight that we
Yeah.
want to share with everybody because it works. So we want you to stay tuned as we look at developing a circle of success. But before all of that happens, it's right there on the screen. We want you to like, we want you to share, we want you to follow, we want you to subscribe. We want you to take advantage of these things because it helps us to get the word out. How many people do you know are looking for the right people to surround them? Now, when you like, share, follow, or subscribe at Russell Tomlinson, and of course, there's also YouTube, you will be able to help us to reach beyond the limitations that we have as far as those of you that are watching right now. There are other people that want to watch, there are other people that want to hear this information, and you can help us to get this information out. So, Stephanie, I hope you're ready because
I
I
am
am
ready.
ready to go into something that everybody could use. I've heard
Mhm.
it said that your network is actually your real net worth.
Yeah.
Many times people look at finances, they look at their status as far as wealth and riches are concerned, but the true wealth, the true resources are actually human resources.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for us to understand how we go about developing a circle of success. So, my net worth is really not all about how much I have in the bank. My
Hmm.
true net worth is who am I surrounded by? Do I have a circle that has already determined failure, the
Yeah.
wrong people around me?
Hmm.
Or do I have a mindset where I understand that the most valuable asset that I have
Hmm.
is actually my circle of successful people? And we're
Yeah.
going to look at how we go about doing that.
Yeah. It's true. There's some things that money just cannot buy. And that is in the type of relationships that we have around us. We can't purchase these type of successful relationships. So it's something that we have to learn how to develop. So this is good stuff.
Yeah. How many people would be surprised that their biggest struggle, uh, the thing that faces them, is the thing that they surround themselves with? It's
Hmm.
actually the people that we surround ourselves with. And here's the thing that it comes to my attention. A lot of times, it's not about getting rid of bad people.
Hmm.
The thing that hinders developing a circle of success is that we have a struggle holding on to those that we consider to be good people.
Mm.
See, we think because people are good, that they're good for where we're going.
Yeah.
But they may fit in one particular area of your life.
Hmm.
But if you're moving into something fresh, if you're moving into something new, if you're headed where you've never gone before, most likely there are people that are good people that
Hmm.
won't be able to go with you.
Wow.
So if you're interested in moving forward, it's going to be important to see who those people are that can actually go with you in this area that you are looking to be successful in. So you're going to need a circle of success.
Yeah.
Let me introduce three things that we want to talk about. Number
Okay.
one, the first thing that I'm looking for in my success circle are people that will celebrate me.
Mm.
That is one of the major things that's needed. I'm not looking, look, if you got somebody that you're looking for and they are people that are skilled and talented and these people have gifts, those things are good. But how many of those that are connected to you actually do celebrate you?
Yeah.
And that's why the celebration part, people don't necessarily think that's important, but
Mhm.
that is one of the most important parts of building a success circle. I need to focus in on who's celebrating me.
Yeah.
Who is it that's appreciating who I am,
Mhm.
not because of what I can do for them, but they are so secure in themselves, so confident in themselves that they don't have a problem with celebrating others. Those
Yeah.
are the folk we're looking for.
Most definitely. I was actually going to say, when someone is able to celebrate you, it shows who they are, and like you said, that shows how secure they are. And those are the people who we want to connect ourselves to. But so many times we find ourselves in situations where we feel more tolerated than celebrated. Like those times where let's say we want to share something amazing, and we're being met with, "Oh, okay, well that's nice," and being underwhelmed, and, "Oh, okay, well, good job," and that type of stuff. And it kind of, it's an indication of the security level that that person may have. And although that person, like you said, may be good, are they good for where we are going, and are they able to celebrate us to the next place that we're going to?
Yeah, yeah. And, based on their response, you know that you're dealing with somebody that's really, they're just tolerating you.
Yeah.
Somebody, they can't handle your vision. They don't have the capacity to deal with your success or
Yeah.
your dreams or your aspirations.
Mhm.
And when you hear the response, you already have an idea of that person's ability to flow with you or to go with you.
Yep.
Uh, if the response is negative, you know right away that that's somebody that's not capable of going where you are going. Somebody asked a question last week: how do you know the right person? How do you know that you are attracting the right person? Well, there's an indicator right there.
Yeah.
The indicator is, how do they respond to your aspirations? How
Yeah.
do they respond to your vision?
Yeah.
How do they respond to your dream?
Yeah.
How do they respond to your idea of just wanting to go places in life and do things in life? If they look at you and they seem to say, well, maybe you're thinking too large, maybe
Mhm.
you are pursuing too much. Well, you already know that those are not the people
Yeah.
that are a part of your circle of success. So
Yeah.
we've got to have people in our lives that we have to pinpoint. Are they secure enough to celebrate my dreams, my visions, my aspirations? And I'm not saying that there are a whole lot of people like that,
Mhm.
but there are people, and it don't have to be a whole lot. If you get three people like that at the most, that is a powerful circle.
Most definitely, most definitely. We have to pay attention to how these people are, not these people, but how people are responding to us. Pay attention, because people will be very clear in telling us, in our growth. That's another way. If we are growing and we are maturing and we are, changing. The moment we see that people have a problem with that and they trying to downplay it, some of the times other people can be so secure where they fall into that trap of saying, maybe they're right. Maybe I should scale back a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be so aggressive when it comes to my dreams. We
Yeah.
have to be very careful not to allow that to impact our identity and be able to recognize it as, okay, nope, this is where I'm going. And every time I try to push towards this reaction, I'm getting pushed back from the person, who should be celebrating me.
Yeah, yeah. I
Mhm.
think anytime a person comes up with an aspiration, a dream, or a vision, celebration ought to be the first thing that we look for in people that will affirm our the strength, the truth of our aspirations and the dreams that we have. Automatically, I'm looking for somebody to be glad
Yeah.
that I am interested in moving forward. That I'm somebody saying, I'm glad you have a vision.
Hmm.
I'm glad that you have a dream. I'm glad you have an aspiration.
Hmm.
Man, when you get around people like that, uh, it actually builds your confidence to launch
Yeah.
and to move forward. On the other hand, most people are held back by a what I call a circle of failure
Yeah.
because they don't get that response, but yet they
Hmm.
stay in that kind of company.
Yeah.
They keep those kinds of people around,
Hmm.
not knowing, as a friend of mine often says, people are like elevators. They'll take you up or bring you down,
Most definitely.
but your success circle ought to lift you up.
Yeah, and the people who celebrate you, they won't even wait for you to bring to them an idea or suggestion. They'll be the ones pushing you first. Hey, you are so great at this. You're so great at this. Have you ever looked at this? You'll recognize that you won't even have to wait, till you have a success story to be celebrated. They will be the ones to celebrate you before you even believe you have anything successful to bring to the table.
Yeah, yeah. Now those are people that have wealthy mindsets because what they're doing, they are feeding your desire to succeed.
Mhm.
When it comes to the idea that you've got this dream, you've got this vision, you want to break out of this box that has contained you,
Mhm.
and now all of a sudden you share that idea with them, and then they begin to uh, act as if, oh well, wait a minute, your dream,
Mhm.
your vision, your idea just sparked something on the inside of me. I think that's another area.
Mhm.
If I share a dream or a vision or an
Mhm.
aspiration,
Mhm.
an idea, a concept, well, look for the people where ideas are sparked in their lives that will better you. And you said it earlier. Oh, wait a minute. Uh, what did you say? Man, you know what else I think you could do with this? I think you could do A, B, C, and D. And they
Exactly.
start flowing with you in
Mhm.
this idea of success.
Yeah.
And that's how you know something is being developed.
Mhm.
That's how you know how to draw people in and begin to, in this particular area, push other people out.
Yeah.
Now, the folk that are not celebrating you or don't want to flow with your ideas or success,
Mhm.
once again, I guess it's great to be cordial to them and nice to them and all of that. But when you're focused and you're going somewhere, you automatically know that those are not the people that's going with you.
Most
You're
definitely.
going to, yeah, you're going to go with those folk that are celebrating you,
Mhm.
excited for you,
Mhm.
sharing their ideas, helping to push you when you are discouraged. If you don't have people like that,
Mhm.
then you don't have a circle of success. You have, somebody put it this way, a circular firing squad.
Wow.
People that will shoot down your ideas and say, oh, I don't know about that. Are you sure? Those are the kind of people you want to disconnect from when it comes to business, when it comes to vision. when it comes to making progress in your life, when it comes to succeeding, you want the right people around you. So that's how we work as far as celebration is concerned.
Yeah.
But there's another point.
Okay.
There-
What's that?
What was that?
What is that point?
Oh, support.
Okay.
In other words, uh, when you need a support system,
Mm-hmm.
and support is generally when you are having some trying times, some difficult times,
Mm-hmm.
some challenging times. You need people around you that will be there to be like a scaffolding, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, scaffolding is what you put around a building while you're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use the scaffolding. It's not necessarily holding the building together, but what the
Right.
scaffolding does, they are workers that's uh, working on securing the building, lifting up the giving the building a facelift, if you
Yeah.
will. All of these things it's a support system.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, who is going to support me? Because once I begin to step into this place of vision, I begin to step into this place of dreaming and pursuing a particular uh, endeavor. Once I begin to do that, I'm going to hit some obstacles along the way.
Definitely. We are relational people. We're relational beings. We are not meant to do things alone. And I think when we try to do things alone, maybe because we don't know where to find this circle of success, or we don't know where to start looking, or how do I even begin to identify what that looks like, we have to be able to recognize that this is something that is needed, but you have to be relational in order to have it. When you don't have it, you've already kind of set yourself up to some type of failure, because a lot of times people try to do this by themselves. Oh, you know what? I never had anyone. I don't need anyone. I'm gonna do this by myself. And a lot of times that's how we run into failure, trying to do it alone. So not even developing a circle of success, but recognizing that a circle of success is what we need to be successful.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what comes to mind? I think somebody asked this question also, because
Yeah.
a lot of times those people that are married, they
Hmm.
think that many times their spouse is actually their help. And sometimes the spouse may not be the person
Wow.
that is interested in that particular endeavor. Now, we have to be careful here because,
Mhm.
well, you are my spouse and you should want to help me. But you have to be very discerning whether or not even your spouse is the person that's
Mm.
going to assist you. I'll tell you why.
Mhm.
Because sometimes a project that you're working on is not necessarily anything that your spouse may be interested in or working on.
Right.
Therefore, you have to keep the context of your relationship tight first. What is your marriage for? What is your marriage about? So if you're married to somebody that's not interested in a particular endeavor,
Mhm.
a particular assignment that you feel very strong about, and then you got these spouses that will try and somehow make their spouse interested, and
Yeah.
it only causes conflict.
Mhm.
You know what that's a sign of? That even your spouse is
Mhm.
not the one that's going to go with you in this particular area.
I was going to
So,
ask you,
yeah.
is this pre-marriage that we should be asking these questions?
No, it could be, no, actually, it could be, you could actually be married and, for years. And these kinds of things come along, and you have to be able to separate your marriage relationship from your business
Yeah.
relationship. And so
So
when you're
basically,
not,
our spouse doesn't have to. What you're saying is our spouse doesn't have to have the same endeavors as
that's
us.
right. Yeah. And a lot of times they don't.
Hmm.
There's, there could be something my wife is working on, and she's working on it, and she's got people around her to help her with that. I'm good with that. There are
Mhm.
things that I'm working on. I've got people around me to help me with that,
Yeah.
and she's good with that. You see,
Mhm.
a lot of times we allow, well, I don't, what if you have a spouse and the spouse don't want to help you? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. What you have to understand is there's always going to be somebody there to help you
Yeah.
with your vision, with your dreams, when it comes to succeeding in a particular area. Now, when it comes to succeeding in your marriage relationship, that requires both people. But what
Mhm.
we're talking about is developing a circle of success for endeavors that may deal with business or may deal with even a certain kind of ministry, or it may deal with something that you want to build, whatever the case may be. My point is, even if your spouse is not interested, there are people that are interested
Yeah.
that can assist you in that. And you don't want to have a negative attitude towards your spouse because they don't see your vision right away. They
Mhm.
don't understand, or they're not interested.
Mhm.
That's okay. All it means is they're not going to be the ones that will necessarily celebrate. They can celebrate you,
Right.
but they're not celebrating the idea or the concept.
It's
They
not
can
their lane.
celebrate, you as a spouse,
Right.
but they're not celebrating the business end of a thing.
Mhm.
And so many people get tangled up and confused because they think that their spouse is supposed to celebrate. Well, you may have their support; they may be okay with it,
Mhm.
but they may not be the ones to work with you when it comes to this brand new endeavor, this brand new vision, this business that you want to work with. If you have that,
Yeah.
that's good. If you all as a couple, as a married couple, you are supportive with each other in those areas, that's good. But I'm talking to people that ask the question, and we get this question from time to time. Well, what if your spouse is not celebrating or willing or interested, so on and so forth?
Mhm.
Don't let that bother you,
Mhm.
because that means that there are people that will be sent to help you. You
Yeah.
just got to know what to look for. And we're
Yeah.
talking about people that will support you
Yeah.
in the business, in the endeavor, in the vision, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
uh, a new idea, a business, or a new interest doesn't have to interfere with your marriage. Secure your marriage relationship, regardless of whether or not you're getting support in your business or not. You
Yeah.
just, keep loving your spouse.
Mhm.
As spouses, keep supporting each other,
Yeah.
uh, specifically in your marriage, in your union.
It
But
makes sense. You see a lot of relationships, where, the guy is, the businessman. She may be, something else, but you see a lot of relationships that are successful, but not necessarily engaged in each other's businesses or endeavors, like you said.
that's right. That's exactly right. And we ought not let that stop us. Get the blessing of your spouse.
Yeah.
Say, hey, look, this is what I feel like doing. They say, hey, I'm good with that.
Mhm.
Well, that's support right there.
Yeah.
And then go about building the business, uh, or whatever it may be. Because if you want to succeed, uh, there there are people that's waiting on you
Mhm.
to get started. And once you get started, you'll discover that more and more people will begin to come your way that will hear about what you're doing, support what you're doing,
Mhm.
give you suggestions, insights, ideas. But once again, the support system is going to be there. It's just a matter of people making themselves uh, secure in the fact
Mhm.
that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is we call it a calling. This is what I'm called to do, whatever the case may be.
Mhm. My question, I have a question. So my question is, for all the people who want to develop a circle of success, however, typically when I think of, how this starts, it typically starts with our parents. We are raised in a certain environment, of who to hang around and how to be with these people, what it looks like between our parents and all of these things. And then from there, we kind of branch off into, okay, now I have an idea of who I want to surround myself with. And I have an idea how to choose my friendships. I have an idea of how to choose my close, intimate relationships. But what about the people who don't have that foundation of how to choose that circle of success? Where would you point? What direction would you point them in order to find that?
Well, one of the things that I strongly suggest is
Mhm.
that people know how to go outside of their familiar surroundings.
Yeah.
If all you know is what you know, and if all you know are the people that you've always known, and then most people don't go beyond that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, their comfort zone is actually their company
Hmm.
that they keep.
Yep.
One of the things that I've always been interested in, I like to go into other environments, other atmospheres, other industries.
And
I want
cultures.
to, yeah, what are other people doing outside of the people that you are familiar with? And so, excuse me, the best way is to explore outside of your familiar company. I wrote something down, and it is some people fail based on just being familiar.
Mm,
Uh, You know, whoever you're familiar with
yeah,
can be your comfort zone, and they can keep you in a failure zone
totally.
because that's all you know. That's who you know. You're comfortable with them.
You're
You're
not being
confident
strict.
with them. But when you get outside of that particular kind of company, you'll find yourself in a place where you're not comfortable
Yeah.
with these people. And you're not the smartest person in the room anymore.
Mhm.
Now it becomes a situation where you've got to be in a place where you're no longer the person that everybody looks up to.
Yeah.
Now you're putting yourself in a place where you can look up to someone and they can mentor you, train you, teach you, help you. They can introduce you into a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things. So a
Yeah.
lot of people fail because they live around people that they are familiar with.
It reminds me of a pot. I kind of just got into this new endeavor of plants, having live plants,
Mhm.
and trying to, I guess, develop this green thumb is not working very well, but I'm still working on it. But I recognized I was at a friend's house and she had the same plant that I have. She had it in a pot, and the pot was small, but she transferred that pot into a bigger pot. So she put more soil into it. She put it in a bigger pot, and the plant is like huge. We bought the plant at the same time, but my plant is still in the small original pot, and it's
Uh-huh.
still the small original size. It has not grown. It stays green, but it hasn't grown an inch, since we developed it. And hers has grown so much because she took it out of the original pot and she put it in a bigger pot, so now hers is huge,
Yeah.
so it kind of reminds me of that. As long as we stay in that comfort zone, we are not able to grow. We're not able to develop. We're not able to find that bigger circle of people that makes us feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort causes us to expand and
Mhm.
become larger.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Mhm.
the same thing actually applies to. I've been told
Mhm.
that the same thing applies to a fish tank or a
Mhm.
goldfish.
Mhm.
You bring it when you buy goldfish. You bring them home in these little bags. Then
Mhm.
you put them in maybe some type of container,
Yeah.
and they'll never grow beyond the container
Mhm.
that you keep them in. On the other hand, there are people that have thrown goldfish into ponds,
Yeah.
And now they're in a larger environment,
Hmm.
and the little goldfish now becomes a larger fish
Yeah.
because of the environment that they're in. And it's the same way with us. Some people stay in that little small familiar circle,
Hmm.
and they're not capable of developing a circle of success. And they may be the most successful person in that circle, but their success will never go beyond that circle
Yeah.
because they are contained. And so I'm thinking that having the people around you that's going to support you for a greater endeavor, you're going to have to leave. I don't want to use the word I was going to. You're going to have to leave the reservation. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just call it. Or you're going to have to leave the plantation.
It is what it is. It
Yeah,
is
you're
what
going to have
it
to
is.
leave the reservation or the plantation and go out into other places and
Yeah.
meet other people. And so
Yeah.
many people, if you took a poll right now,
Hmm.
when was the last time you met a new person and people begin to consider that? A lot of folk have not met anybody new. Uh,
Yeah, I'll take it another step forward. When is the last time you met someone of a different culture? Someone who didn't
culture.
look like you,
Yeah.
someone who didn't have the same beliefs as you, someone who didn't, do the way that you typically do it. Because a lot of times in the different cultures that we meet, we expand so much because we recognize, oh, I've just been doing this because this is just how I've been taught. But
Yeah.
man, your way is so much more effective.
Yeah, yeah. And see, that's why, it happens in church, it happens in families, it happens in ministries, it happens, where people get so familiar with one another. They
Hmm.
develop this comfort zone. And it's hard to find people that meet people, new people, on a regular basis. I want to cover this last one.
Okay.
And we talked about here, we're looking at this idea of course, having people that celebrate you, people that support you. But then there are people that will secure you.
Mm,
In other words, there are people that will look out for you
yeah.
while you are dealing with unfamiliar territories, unfamiliar people. There are people that will look out for your well being as
Yeah.
you endeavor to better yourself. Man, you need that. You need people that will step up in your life and say, you know what? Uh, I would suggest that you would be very aware of where you are in this particular area. I want you to be particular about this or that person or this way of doing things.
Mhm.
Those are people that we would say in today's vernacular, they have your back.
Yeah.
They are a security force for you. And they can tell you when you're moving in a direction that
Mhm.
may not be a direction that is beneficial uh, for where you're headed. If you got three, I'm telling you, if you got three people like this in your life,
Yeah.
man, you've got something really good
Yeah.
because, and when you have people like that, I think the Bible says something along this line that the wounds of a friend are faithful. In
Mhm.
other words, a friend will tell you what's right, even if it hurts you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of, you want people like that in
Mhm.
your circle of success. We could go on and talk about so much more in
Mhm.
this area. Uh, I don't even want to get into Lot and Abraham.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, we know that story.
Uh-huh.
Abraham had to send him away,
Mhm.
and it's the people that you care about, people that you love. Sometimes it's best just to separate and go your own way,
Yeah.
and then hook up with people. Because one of the things that Lot did that violated Abraham's faith
Mhm.
was Lot put Abraham in a place of insecurity.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
Abraham could not be secure with
Mm.
somebody like Lot around. Lot was Lot and his herdsmen, his workers. They were the ones causing the strife. So
Yeah.
Abraham said, "Look, we're going to have to separate."
Yeah.
because anytime somebody is causing your operation to become unsettled, and your
Mhm.
operation is not not stable,
Yeah.
then that's somebody that's not looking out for your security.
Yeah, I love you, but I have places to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So that's probably the biggest deal right there.
Mhm.
Those three things that come to my mind: celebration, support, and security.
Yeah,
That's how you began, at least, to develop a circle of success. Steph, we're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna end it right here. I think
That is good.
yeah, we'll catch up with some things the next time.
Mhm.
The thing that I want to do right now is that I want to just take time to reach out to those people that have been empowered by what they heard. And we are soliciting at this time your support. Why? Because once again, we want to expand Relationship Revolution Television. We want to make it something that actually covers the globe. And in order to do that, we need the support of those of you that are watching. There have been times that I've done many broadcasts, or I'm on certain platforms, and people will say, "Well, you did not give us an opportunity to give."
Mhm.
Well, everybody may not want to give, but I'm speaking to those that have a desire, that are persuaded that this is something good. This is something that is helpful. This is something that will help you to be successful. And so, what I want you to do, I want you to take this appeal and know that you are actually being positioned to not only be empowered, but empowered others when you give. So there's the Cash App right there. It's on the screen. And I want you to build your circle of success by helping us to continue to reach out to others that will most likely come back around and be a blessing to you. But I want you to be the first partaker. You reach out and you bless others. You make some good things happen for other people. I am telling you that we're in a time right now where seed is coming up quicker than we anticipated.
Mm.
Yeah, seed is just, the Bible talks about a time when, as soon as you plant, there will be a time of harvest. I believe we're in that time right now. And that's why I'm saying to all of you that are watching, if you are so impressed, if you are persuaded in your own self that this is something worth giving towards, and it is a blessing to you, then we welcome all of your gifts. We welcome those of you that are wanting to sow for your own relationship. There may be something that you want God to do as far as solidifying relationships, whether it's in your marriage, your family, even your job, whatever the case may be, or your ministry. You want strong relationships in every area of your life, and we want to be those that contribute to the strength of your relationship. And while we are helping you, we want you to, in turn, sow to us. We want you to give into the blessing that you want to receive on your own life. And you do that, it's guaranteed your harvest will return to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so, thank you so much in advance for your giving. And we believe we receive in the name of Jesus. I also want to remind you of the Difference Factor Coaching, the Difference Factor Solution Coaching Program. Email me. I believe you're interested in personal coaching. I know that many of you that are listening, you want to find out how you can be personally coached, and we can bring you into a place of personal success in
Mhm.
our personal coaching program. That's marriage, That's even dealing with ministry. I've done that well over 40 years. Uh, Also, your own personal business. There are all kinds of coaching opportunities that you can receive. And we want to invite you just to reach out to us. There's the email. It's right there on the screen, Russell Tomlinson Global at gmail.com. And also stay in tune with us because 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mondays, personal development, word study. Oh, had a great time. Can't even go into it, but we just had a great time in the word. Yeah, well, actually, we talked about using your prophetic word, your personal prophetic word, as a weapon of warfare against the opposition to the word of God in your life. Yeah, you need to be with us. Tuesdays, I'm on Clubhouse. And of course, we just teach and train and inspire and empower people as we continue to use our relationship models to show people how to have functional, powerful, successful, blessed relationships. And then, of course, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're right back here with my lovely co-host, Stephanie Renee Tomlinson at Relationship Revolution Television. Well, listen, folks, this has been something that I know you want to share. So take time and share it with somebody. They want to hear how to at least begin, how to build a successful circle of people around them that will help them to move forward in their life, period. Stephanie, this has been great. This has been awesome. Thank you again. Thank all of you for watching. We'll see you here the next time. Same place, same time. Relationship Revolution TV. See you later.